Hey guys, so today I have a video on my full coverage foundation routine. I just recently discovered a routine that works really well for me in terms of just getting really good coverage and a very flawless natural finish. So I'm trying to figure out a good way to set my camera up so you guys can see as much of what I'm doing as possible. So yeah, I'm going to try to explain as well as I can what I'm doing with the products that I am using, and let's just go ahead and get started. This might be a little bit heavy for summer makeup, depending on where you live. For me, it'll be fine. I probably won't even be using this that much though, but I found that I've been breaking out a lot more, and I tend to break out more during the summer anyways. So hopefully you guys can see me alright. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. I usually like to apply a primer, but I'm not going to do this just for purposes of this video. But I am going to use a moisturizer just to kind of clean up my skin, just kind of keep it moisturized during the day if you are going to wear this full coverage foundation, which can be a little bit heavy. At least we want to moisturize our skin a little bit before we get all started. And also I will show you what concealer I've been using, what I like to use to conceal my under eye circles. I'll be showing you all of that kind of stuff. So to start off, I would highly recommend the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous foundation. I have the shade 805, but it's a little bit too light for me. But I really love the consistency of this foundation. I take about 2 pumps to start off with. We're just going to put this all over our face and just kind of dot it where you need it. I tend to not need as much on my forehead as I do on my cheeks because I do have, I don't think it's eczema. I don't exactly know what it is. I have not a disease, but a condition on my arms that's called, it sounds like a really bad disease, but it's called keratosis pilaris, and it causes me to have like red, not flakiness, but just bumps on my arms, and I think that's what I have on my face too, but it's not as severe. So if you have any blemishes or redness, this will definitely, if it covers it up for me, then it will definitely cover it up for you. So I like to use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and it is just a really compact brush. This is the only brush I've ever used that actually buffs in my foundation and gets really good coverage in a pretty natural finish. So I'm going to buff this into my skin like so, and I like to at first just start sweeping it so that it covers up as much as possible. But then we can kind of buff it in a little bit, do some circles, but for the most part I like to just sweep it down, or just however it feels like it will cover up as much as it possibly can, and I just like to work this all over my face, and I think this is a really awesome foundation. This is the best foundation I have found so far, and remember to sweep this down your neck as you go. It's pretty inexpensive from the drugstore. I believe it was around $13 or $14, or I mean $12 or $13, and that's at CVS. You could probably find it less expensive even, like at Target or something. Target tends to have more or less expensive cosmetics there than at the normal drugstore. So I sometimes like to touch it up with my fingers a little bit if I don't want my brush to get crazy, like if I don't want to have like makeup all over like my hair and stuff. Sometimes I'll touch it up around the sides of my face just to make sure. So as you guys can probably tell by about now, my face, or this foundation, is too light for me. But once I'm done buffing this in, I'm going to add a darker foundation that will help a little bit with coverage, but more so just making sure that it matches my skin right. This is definitely an optional step. Hopefully you will first start off getting a foundation that's the right color for you. But I got this earlier this year when it wasn't as warm, before I got partially sunburned and partially tanned. Oh, also this will cover up sunburn. It definitely covers up sunburn. So I'm using the Benefit Hello Flawless Oxygen Wow Foundation, and this is kind of pricey. I have it in the shade, I think I have it in the lightest shade, which is still a little orangey and kind of just not, I wouldn't really recommend this foundation, honestly. I kind of bought it on a whim, but I'm going to take, because it is too dark for me, I'm going to take it and dot it just on a few places just to make sure that my face is all the right color and actually matches the rest of my body. So this is a very thin foundation, which I think is why I don't like it, but it definitely does do the job, especially when it comes to just tinting my face the right color, if that makes any sense. So just work this again into your face, and again blend it down your neck, because I definitely may or may not have gone out one day with my face being a different color from my neck, and my neck being the same color as the rest of my body. That was an interesting experience. So at this point you may look a little bit cakey. You're not going to look at your very best, but we will be fixing that soon. But first we have to cake you up maybe a little bit more. You're going to use your favorite concealer to cover up any blemishes, not including your under eye circles. So I'm going to use the Benefit Boing Concealer. I really like this. The pigmentation is a little bit questionable. I do wish it were a little bit more pigmented, but I do think that it does the job all right. And yeah, you're just gonna, oh, I just got lipstick in with that. That's awkward. But you're just gonna pat this on any blemishes that you have and then kind of smooth it out a little bit. You might want to use your brush again. And this is actually the only Real Techniques brush that I own, but I would highly recommend them. I just got one in my Ulta haul, which I will link down below for you. But yeah, just put this on any blemishes that you have going on, just to cover them up as best as you can. And then also, if you want to, with your fingers, blend in your foundation a little bit more. So now that we are done with the concealer, I'm going to wipe off my hands because they're a little foundation-y. So then I'm going to take my Ulta brand Beauty Blender, which I also got in that haul. I'll make sure I link that below. We are going to take this and just start patting this on our face, just because I feel like this gives it a lot more of a natural finish than just the brush alone. This brush doesn't leave streaks or anything, but I definitely think this makes it look a lot more like skin than the brush leaves it looking. This is really nice. It was only $5. It has perfect little notches on both ends, or on one end, and then it's flat on the other end for your face, but this is perfect for getting in the notches of your nose. So that is basically all. And then you're going to conceal your under eye circles. I'm using the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. I have it in the brightening shade, so I do like to use this as a highlighter as well. So I like to usually use this as like a Nike sign going up my face, and I need to pump up more product. But I like to use this like so. Hope you can see this all right. And just going up the sides of my cheekbones and creating like a little V/check, like Nike symbol sort of thing. And then I like to blend this out with my fingers, or I will use my Real Techniques brush. I feel like this kind of makes it look a little more skin toned and not quite as pink on me. So once you are done completely concealing all of your face, you are going to use a setting powder. I like to use a different one for my under eyes than I do for my face. So I have the Makeup Forever Professional. This is just the HD setting powder, but I like to use it for my under eyes, and I need to grab a brush that my camera is like halfway sitting on. And I like to use it with a big fluffy brush. This one is from, where's it from? Beauty Basics. And so I like to get some of the product and pat it on or off on the side. You can probably see the powder, can't you? And I just like to pat this under my eyes because I feel like this gets the product in a little bit more. And just kind of get this, you can pat it in. I like to swirl it around a little bit too. Then for my face, I will use a different one. I have the Rimmel Stay Matte and the Maybelline Dream Matte Powder. Either of these will work. I'm using this one just because I'm trying to finish this up before I move on to the Rimmel Stay Matte. But I am in the shade Light 4 to 5. And I just like to work this all over my face. It's a little bit light for me, but it's not that big of a deal just because it's kind of a sheer powder. Once you are done with your powdering, that is basically all. It is now that you will proceed to do any other face makeup you want to do. So this is my full coverage foundation routine. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up down below and subscribe to my channel for more videos. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.